Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on.
Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence, and
yes.
it's a fair fight. It sees how many people believe or side with you.
It was a larger bottle, and she threw it from about this distance. It smashed.
He hit me for a very long time before I ever picked up my arms.
This case and situation between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard is absolutely massive. There are so many he said, she said moments. There's so many contradicting statements between the two of them where one of them will say this happened and then the other one says that happened. I had started creating this video before I realized just how massive this situation is and how much there is to it. There are some videos that I've seen and audio recordings that I didn't include in this video because it was just too graphic for YouTube. Without further ado, put your seatbelts on because this is going to be a wild ride. First, we have to begin this by looking at the two people that we are going to be talking about before we get into their relationship. I feel like most of us know who Johnny Depp is, and maybe most of you know who Amber Heard is, and most of you probably even know about this situation because Johnny Depp is so widely known and loved that this came as very shocking to so many people when it first came out. It just wasn't something that anybody wanted to believe. I mean, there was wide support for Amber, but it was just so hard to accept that Johnny Depp, that we all loved so much, did this. But in the event that you don't know who Johnny Depp is, let me tell you guys just a little bit about him. So Johnny Depp was born Johnny Christopher Depp II on June 9th, 1963. He is 58 as of right now in 2021. He's most known as an actor and he has been nominated for several awards. He was first seen on screen in A Nightmare on Elm Street in 1984. Freddy Krueger is like my favorite horror movie villain. I've always loved that movie and Johnny Depp was just so cute and so precious in it, and horror movie fans love that movie and all know Johnny Depp from that movie. Some of my other favorites that he was in was Edward Scissorhands, Sleepy Hollow, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Apart from acting, he's also an incredibly talented musician. He plays guitar, he sings. He actually formed a band called Hollywood Vampires with Alice Cooper in 2015. They performed cover songs to honor the music of rock stars who died in the 1970s. In 1998, at the lobby of a hotel in Paris, Johnny Depp met Vanessa Paradis, a French singer, model, and actress. She actually became a child star at the age of 14, and she was also a spokesperson for Chanel in 1991. Johnny described meeting her, and I quote, as, "She was wearing a dress with an exposed back, and I saw that back and that neck, and then she turned around and I saw those eyes, and boom, my life as a single man was done." And Vanessa said that she had been in love with him since 1993, which was 5 years prior. They actually stayed together for 14 years and went on to have 2 children, Lily Rose and Jack. The two of them never married in their 14 years of being together, and Johnny Depp said it was because he didn't want to ruin her last name. Now let's go ahead and talk about Amber Heard. I had heard the name Amber Heard, but I didn't really know who she was until she married Johnny Depp. Amber Heard was born Amber Laura Heard, and she actually lived in Austin, Texas. She's currently 35 years old, and she was born on April 22nd, 1986. She participated in beauty pageants, and at the age of 17, she dropped out of Catholic high school to pursue a career in acting. She first gained recognition for her supporting role in Never Back Down in 2008, and then also in that same year, she was in Pineapple Express. Now that we've talked about who Johnny Depp was with at the time, we're going to talk about who Amber Heard was with at the time that they had met, and that is Tasha Van Ree, who was an artist and a photographer. They had gotten together in 2008. A year later, in 2009, Amber was arrested by Port of Seattle police after Amber allegedly grabbed and struck her then girlfriend's arm. This occurred in an airport in Seattle. She had a mugshot taken and spent the night in jail over the incident and was nicked for a misdemeanor assault and 4th degree / domestic violence. In 2011, just before Amber Heard and Johnny Depp started dating, the Seattle police had received a request by Amber Heard's lawyer to delete the arrest information that they had obtained the night that this occurred. After it came out to the public, Tasha said that Amber Heard was wrongfully accused and that the incident was blown way out of proportion. She also stated that she felt that the cops that arrested Amber were misogynistic and homophobic. But the interesting thing about this is that they were able to find the police officer that arrested Heard that day, and when they found them, they discovered that she's actually a gay woman in a relationship, and on her social media proudly posts pictures of her partner. So it kind of throws out some of her statement that the cop was homophobic, because there's no way that she could have been. It's also really important to note that although there is evidence to support that Amber Heard has been abusive in her past, there is also evidence supporting that Johnny Depp has also been violent. In 1989, Johnny was arrested for assaulting a hotel security guard. However, he was not convicted of the crime. There was also an incident where police had suspected that he had been drinking and fighting with his then girlfriend Kate Moss, where he trashed a hotel room in New York City. Now, just because Johnny Depp has trashed a hotel room in his past, it does not mean that he is abusive or that he would lay a hand on his significant other. I'm just showing this because you do see some people who are choosing the side of Amber, and they show these things as evidence. And to me, I'm like, this isn't evidence that Johnny Depp is abusive by any means. Just because somebody throws something and destroys a hotel room doesn't mean they would lay a hand on their wife. This movie right here, The Rum Diary, which was released in 2011, was the movie that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard had met each other on. When they began filming, it was 2009, and that's when Amber Heard and Johnny Depp became friends. Rumors began swirling around that Johnny Depp and Vanessa were living separate lives and that they were no longer together around the same time. Johnny had completely denied that that was ever a thing, but later, before they had ever publicly split, Johnny Depp was actually seen getting on a private jet with Amber Heard and her then girlfriend, Tasha Van Ree. Vanessa and Johnny Depp ended up splitting, and he was filming The Lone Ranger. During filming, it said that just days after Vanessa and Johnny had split, Amber Heard became like a regular visitor on set while Johnny was filming. So it leads you to kind of wonder what they potentially had going on before he split up with his ex, but obviously that's just speculation. We don't know. And also around the same time, Amber Heard broke up with her girlfriend Tasha. So it kind of seemed a little bit too calculated, like it was all around the same time they split from who they've been with, and Johnny Depp had been with Vanessa for 14 years and had 2 children with her. That's just alleged for entertainment purposes only, my own opinion that I could just be keeping to myself, but I had to throw that in there. Johnny would later describe Amber Heard as getting into his head, and that there were some things that he thought were a little bit strange, that maybe it was calculated with her getting with him from the very beginning. He stated that when they had first met, that she claimed that she was a really big fan and had seen tons of his films and loved his acting, but later told him that she hadn't actually seen anything that he had created at all. Why would you say that? And also, if you're an actress, how have you not seen any of Johnny Depp's films? That makes no sense to me. Johnny Depp later alleged that she had an agenda with him the entire time, and he didn't feel like it was genuine. He felt like she used him for either financial gain or to further her career. But obviously, this is all alleged. We do not know Amber's actual intentions. This is just what Johnny said. On February 3rd, 2015, Johnny married Amber Heard in a private ceremony in their LA home. I'm not trying to make accusations here, but they had been together for years before they got married. But just 13 months after marrying, Amber Heard files for divorce. Typically with celebrity relationships, and sometimes with just your neighbors and friends and family, to the public, someone can look like a beautiful couple, like they have the most perfect relationship, but their relationship was actually full of really, really dark secrets that quickly came to the surface. Not only did Amber Heard file for divorce from Johnny on May 23rd, 2016, but it was also 3 days after Johnny Depp's mother died. I just feel like it was such a strange time to to choose to divorce your husband. Johnny Depp lost his mother, Betty Sue, to what was reported as a long illness. At the time, the private star did not comment on the loss, and the devastating event was quickly overshadowed in tabloid headlines by the news that Amber Heard had filed for divorce from the actor. It's still incredibly unfortunate that all of this happened around the same time, because when you lose a parent or, someone in your life that you love and that's very special to you, I can't imagine having something like what I'm about to get into happening at the exact same time as that. Amber had also filed a temporary restraining order against Johnny when she filed for divorce, alleging that he had physically abused her during their relationship while under the influence of drugs or alcohol, or mostly while under the influence of drugs and alcohol. At the time of her filing for divorce, that Johnny Depp had threw his phone at her, leaving her with a bruised face. There's also really bizarre footage of Amber within a day or two after this had occurred of security cam footage. There's one of her picking food out of something and being kind of neurotic, acting and manic, and throwing something over her shoulder. Amber ended up demanding spousal support in this divorce, which consisted of $50,000 a month, $10,000 of that for gifts and entertainment, $2,000 for clothes, $2,000 for groceries, and $2,000 for eating out. She also requested 3 of his penthouses, but not only did she want his penthouses, she wanted all of the expenses and utilities paid for, and she also demanded the Range Rover. People were really confused after these photos were captured of Amber Heard while she was exiting her lawyer's office. She was smiling and laughing and giggling. It had been the first time that she had appeared in public since she appeared in court to ask a judge to grant a restraining order against Johnny Depp. People were just confused because it wasn't the emotion that they were expecting Amber to have, considering she was currently divorcing her husband after he allegedly abused her. Everything was really pointing towards this really did happen. I mean, you see somebody making accusations against someone else and they have bruises on their face, you're going to believe them. And it seemed as though she had a really, really strong case against Johnny Depp. And if the bruises on Amber's face and the phone incident wasn't bad enough, TMZ had reported that in March of 2015, while allegedly drunk and high on drugs, Johnny went on a glass-smashing rampage and destroyed several bottles and windows, which resulted in severing his finger. He then allegedly dipped the remains of the finger in blue paint and used it to paint the words starring Billy Bob and Easy Amber on a mirror. He allegedly did this because he believed that Amber and Billy Bob had been having an affair. A week prior to this, Amber had been spotted at the LAX airport with bruises on her arm. Just one day before a hearing was to be held on this exact matter, the restraining order was tossed out and Amber retracted her allegations. Johnny Depp has had numerous witness statements, including from his ex of 14 years, Vanessa Paradis, coming out in defense of him not being someone that they would ever have thought would be an abusive person. Vanessa Paradis wrote, "Johnny Depp is the father of my 2 children. He is a sensitive, loving, and loved person. And I believe with all my heart that these recent allegations being made are outrageous. In all the years I have known Johnny, he has never been physically abusive with me, and this looks nothing like the man I lived with for 14 wonderful years." A few other people to name that came out in support of Johnny Depp not being abusive was Alice Cooper, Winona Ryder, and his own children. When you have so many people around you that you've known for this long coming out and supporting you and not being abusive, and then you only have one person claiming that you are abusive, and the person claiming that you're abusive has proof that they've been abusive, you start to wonder, is the person that's claiming that he's abusive telling the truth? They ended up releasing this public statement that said, "Our relationship was intensely passionate and at times volatile, but always bound by love. Neither party has made false accusations for financial gain. There was never any intent of physical or emotional harm." She dropped the request for spousal support, and a settlement was reached out of court for $7 million on August 16th, 2016, which Amber was to donate to American Civil Liberties Union and Children's Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. However, Johnny Depp's lawyer argued that the promised donation was a calculated and manipulative lie. In 2019, Children's Hospital Los Angeles wrote to Johnny Depp's business advisor to inform them that Amber Heard had not made any payments. Just recently, a New York judge partially granted a petition by Johnny Depp's legal team, which will force the ACLU to release documents that confirm whether Amber followed through on her pledge. Also to note, the divorce was officially finalized in 2017 with a non-disparagement clause inserted into the settlement that prevented either party from saying anything negative about their breakup. And although they were not allowed to say anything negative about their relationship, this didn't prevent them from being very vague about who they were talking about. And that's why there ended up being an op-ed post by the Washington Post by Amber Heard explaining that she had been abused in the relationship. Now, she never said Johnny Depp by name, but everybody knew that's who they were talking about. Disney dropped Johnny Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise in wake of Amber Heard's op-ed. Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit against Amber Heard. He argued that the claims were categorically false. The lawsuit also suggested that Amber Heard was actually the aggressor in the relationship and that she had abused Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's attorney, Adam Waldman, had said that there were numerous eyewitness accounts as well as video and photographic evidence that proved that Amber Heard was faking her claims of injuries. His attorneys also believed that she had wrote it in an attempt to generate positive publicity for her, and also that it was released to promote her film Aquaman, which was released just 3 days after the piece had been published. And then in April of 2019, Amber filed a motion to dismiss the complaint, stating that Johnny Depp became violent on numerous occasions during their relationship. She stated that about a year into the relationship that she witnessed Johnny abusing drugs and alcohol or would notice that he was drunk or high. She stated that whenever he was using that she was worried for the both of them and that he would become a totally different person, often delusional and violent. She said that he would never remember his delusional or violent conduct and that they would often call that version of Johnny the monster. She also stated that she loved Johnny but did once punch him to prevent a potential attack upon her sister. Johnny Depp said one of the triggering incidents for the couple's separation came when his housekeeper found feces in his bed the morning after Amber Heard's 30th birthday party in April 2016. He believed it to have either been a prank by Amber Heard or her friend. However, Amber says that one of their dogs must have done it, but Johnny stated that it was far too large to have been one of their dogs. The previous day that the feces was found, they had been in a fight over him arriving a couple hours late to her birthday party. Johnny Depp's housekeeper testified in court that she had confronted Amber about the feces found in the bed and that Amber kept saying that there was no such thing there. The housekeeper alleged that she dropped the conversation, stating that Amber had a bad temper and that she didn't want to be yelled at. 2018, Johnny came out and started sharing his version of what really happened the night that his finger got cut off by the liquor bottle in March of 2015. And what he says happened is a completely different story than what Amber had said. This photo right here is actually really disturbing to look at. This was taken on March 8th, 2015, and Johnny said that this was after a physical abuse situation with Amber. Mark on his cheek, as you guys can see, he said was from a cigarette that she had put out on his face. And then she had thrown a liquor bottle at his hand, fracturing the bones all in his finger and actually cutting part of it off. He had multiple infections from this and had to have multiple surgeries and was basically just trying to save his finger.
I had to protect her at the time, and so I said that it was caught in the door. That wasn't the case at all. She threw a vodka bottle at me. The first bottle went just past my ear, and the second one was a larger bottle, and she threw it from about this distance. It smashed.
Amber, apparently created some story about you punching a wall or something like that?
She says that I did it myself, yeah. I'd like to see reactions from scientists.
She actually admits to me. She threw a bottle at me. She did first. And she admitted also that she hit him first. She actually hit him in the face. Christine, I'll be honest with you. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Amber, I lost a fucking finger, man. Come on. I had a can of mineral spirits thrown at my nose.
You can please tell people that it was a fair fight and see what the jury and judge thinks. Tell the world, Johnny. Tell them, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp, man, I'm a victim too of domestic violence. And
Yes.
it's a fair fight. It sees how many people believe or side with you.
Johnny Depp said Amber flew into a rage because he wanted a postnuptial agreement. That's when she threw the bottle at him, smashing his hand, fracturing bones, and chopping the tip of his finger off. You not only have Amber Heard admitting to hitting him, claiming it was to defend her sister, also have her throwing bottles, burning cigarettes on his face, yet he's the one that lost movie roles and she didn't? Does anybody care to explain that to me? Amber Heard also has numerous photos of Johnny Depp unconscious after what she alleges is the aftermath of his whiskey and cocaine binges. Johnny Depp has denied being addicted to any illegal drugs, but said that he would routinely abuse pills, alcohol, marijuana, and painkillers. I feel it's very clear that he needs treatment to address this problem, but on a personal level, it makes me very sad to see these photos of him in this embarrassing state. Cannot understand taking photos of your husband passed out like this instead of helping him. And apart from using these photos to just further humiliate him in the public eye, I can't fathom how this helps her case whatsoever. Like, how does him being passed out like this prove that he abused you? All this does is show that he has a drug and alcohol problem. Like, this is just not something that I would ever show publicly of someone that I claimed that I loved, unless my goal was to just humiliate them. Also, I want to bring attention to the fact that she was taking all of these photos of him before they were ever divorced. Why was she taking photos of this stuff? You would think that your first thought would be, oh my God, let me help clean up my husband that has ice cream spilt all over his lap. Why would your first thought be to take pictures of it? Johnny Depp also alleges that despite the fact that Amber was taking photos of the drugs he was taking, that she herself would also partake in the drugs. He said she would chop up his cocaine into lines and would sometimes take it herself, but she completely denies that claim. Johnny Depp said sometimes she was adamant that he should stop drinking and taking drugs, but that she never supported him in his attempts to avoid them. He stated that to fully support someone who is alcoholic or addicted to drugs, that you should also stop drinking and taking drugs around that person. When Amber was asked if she had ever been physically abusive with Johnny, she kind of skirted around it.
Isn't it true that you had previously told Johnny Depp that you had hit him?
I'm going to object. It's a different question.
Many times when we fought, well, not many times, he hit me for a very long time before I ever
I'm going to
picked up my
object as
arms.
non-responsive and move to strike.
I just want peace. If things get physical, we have to separate.
I can't promise you that I'll be perfect. I can't promise you I won't get physical again. God, I sometimes get so mad I lose it. I can promise you I'm gonna do everything to change. Promise you I'm not gonna throw around divorce. I will not say divorce unless I really mean it.
I love you. I want you to be my wife. I want to be your husband. I want to be a good husband.
In this clip that I'm going to show you guys, I was just so disgusted with the way that she reacted to these questions being asked. It's like she had these like facial expressions that were very mocking over it and belittling the situation.
I'm really sorry about hitting you with the door or hitting your head. I did not mean to, nor...
You don't need to hit me in the head with the door, but you meant to punch me in the jaw.
I meant to hit you, and I did not do this thing with the door. I do remember, I did mean to hit you.
So that you didn't mean?
The door? No, God, no, I
But punching me in the jaw.
okay, I'm sorry.
I'm not the one who fucking throws fucking pots and
Those are
whatever
different. That's
the
different.
fucking else at me.
That's different. That's one does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. It's a complete non sequitur. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean that you come and knock on the door. Just because there are vases does not mean that you come and knock on the door.
Really, I should just let you throw.
I'm not saying that. You're saying that. You're putting words in my mouth and then making non sequiturs.
I'm giving you a situation.
No, you're trying to justify how you don't or do come to the door
No,
based
I'm
on whether I throw pots and pans. It's irrelevant.
No, I'm justifying how you seem to think that there's this cowardice in me that runs away and I don't fight for you.
It's so bizarre to me how she just casually is just like, yeah, like I do those things, but it doesn't matter here. Like if your argument with him is that he walks away and that he's always leaving and that he doesn't stay and fight, maybe don't throw things at him.
I'm not gonna be in a physical fucking altercation with you.
Then don't.
You fucking hit me last night. You fucking...
What about all the other times you split? Come on, you cannot...
We have to acknowledge the fact that when he said you hit me last night, she did not deny it. The thing that bothers me about the situation is that she acts as though she's innocent and that she never did anything to him. Yet there's these phone recordings of her like admitting it, mocking him, and also not even denying that she did it. It's disgusting. And it's not fair that men who are abused have to feel like their abuse isn't as important because they're a man. Abuse is abuse, man or woman. Amber Heard had released this footage of Johnny Depp in the kitchen slamming cabinets, and you can tell that he's drunk or under the influence of drugs. I'm not sure.
Motherfucker!
What happened?
You got this going?
I just started it.
Oh, really?
She filmed this and shared this as evidence that I guess that he was abusive. But, you know, although I will say in these clips that his behavior is really disturbing, and if my significant other was behaving like this, I would be scared. It doesn't mean he ever laid a hand on her or that he was abusive, though. Like, even though it's not the greatest behavior to be exhibiting, it doesn't mean that he's abusive. And also, we don't know what was said before she started recording this. A lot of times in abusive relationships, someone will get somebody really riled up and get them really upset so that they can then turn the table around on them and make them look like they're the crazy one.
I have not said these things to you. I have not started to fight by saying I'm going to get in another room. And I'm not going to sit here and fight about fucking Toronto anymore. Guess what? I let it go. I'm not fucking talking about Toronto.
Send me the tapes.
I can whisper it. I can write it. Guess what? I'm not saying another fucking word.
It really disturbs me how even in that little clip you can see how quickly she goes from talking normal to yelling to talking quietly again. That's not normal behavior.
I said to you, Amber, tell Travis what you just did. Did you just fucking... Did you punch me in the fucking jaw? Did you fucking kick... Did you? Did you? And you wouldn't say a fucking... You said, I don't know what you're talking about. Never fucking...
I see the
never
lie.
fucking happened.
I see the lie. You really should run with this. In fact, maybe you and Travis can like go and like, you know, do a tell-all about what a...
Hey,
what, you know, an investigative
stop with
study.
the attitude, right?
I'm not sitting here
No,
fighting
I
with
was
you
in a
about
situation with
the
you.
fight that we had last
After you fucking
night.
got physically violent with me, I texted Travis. I said, come up here, because
know.
I didn't want
Come
anything
and
to
save me.
happen.
I mean, yeah.
It's coming what? Save me?
No, go ahead. Continue. You. Travis to the rescue.
No, that was the last one. You can go,
She just mocked him for basically getting somebody to help him while she was being physically violent with him.
And I watched you lie, and then
I
I
didn't punch you,
and
by
then
the way. I'm sorry that I didn't
You
hit
punched
you
me.
across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, even a lot of fights been around a long time. I know. Yeah,
No,
okay?
when you fucking have a closed
You
fist.
didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you.
This is so disturbing. This is somebody literally downplaying the domestic abuse. This is somebody downplaying being violent and abusive to their partner. When you listen to her talk to Johnny Depp, she's also gaslighting him, like trying to act like things didn't happen that did, and then later admitting to it and trying to belittle like situations like this isn't what happened, this is, and it's this and it's that. Not only is she doing that, but then she goes in to the public, gets everybody all rallied up to think that he was just so abusive and horrible to her. Meanwhile, she was abusing him. All of this is going on behind the scenes, but then what she releases to the public makes her look like such a victim. It's unfortunate to people that are victims of abuse and assault that she really played the cards like this.
I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you.
You can't
I don't know
deck
what
me.
the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
How are your toes?
What am I supposed to do? Do this?
How are your toes?
I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are.
Oh,
That's the difference
you
between
poor
me and
toes.
you. You're a fucking baby.
Because you start
You
physical
are
fights?
such a baby.
Because
Grow
you
the fuck up,
because you start
Johnny.
physical fights?
I did start a physical fight.
Yeah, you did, so I had to get the fuck out of there.
Yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
I can't even listen to this anymore. It's so upsetting. I'll have the link to the full thing down below if you guys want to go and listen to it. There have been numerous other violent incidents that has come out in the public about the couple. Things involving hitting, punching, throwing objects at each other, hair pulling, headbutting. The list goes on over the allegations that have been made. Johnny Depp continues to deny that he was ever abusive towards Amber Heard, while she claims she was only ever physical with him in self-defense. In the same year that Johnny Depp had sued Amber Heard, he also sued an article that The Sun had posted where they described him as a wife beater. However, he did unfortunately end up losing this case. As far as the $50 million defamation case against Amber Heard, this is still currently an ongoing case. This whole story is so upsetting because I feel like whenever Amber came out and said that she was being abused, that everyone was in support of her and rallied around her. But when Johnny came out and said that he was abused, it wasn't the same response. Obviously, tons of people were upset. The hashtag Justice for Johnny was made. People were absolutely enraged, but in Hollywood, it wasn't treated exactly the same. Johnny Depp lost work because of the allegations that Amber Heard had made against him. He lost his role in Fantastic Beasts. But Amber Heard is going to be in Aquaman 2. Amber did not lose her role in Aquaman 2. People are currently enraged over this. There was a campaign created to have Amber Heard removed from the cast of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, but it had no impact on casting decisions, according to the film's producer, Peter Safran. He said the campaign never influenced the team's casting choices, saying, "I don't think we're ever going to react to, honestly, pure fan pressure. You gotta do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard." That's really what it was. Can you imagine if we had Jason Momoa admitting to the same things Amber said she did in the clips that we just heard, and the producers saying they weren't going to react to fan pressure to remove him? People would be outraged because this is a case of pure sexism. Amber Heard is getting away with what she admitted to doing because of the fact that she is a woman. This tells men that are in abusive relationships that their abuse is not taken as seriously, and this does not help any of us on this planet as a whole. Things should be equal. Currently, Amber Heard is trying to toss Johnny Depp's $50 million defamation case for the third time using libel trial verdict. She also recently posted a picture of herself with her new baby on social media. I've seen online where some people think that it was the perfect time to post photos with your new baby, trying to gain sympathy from Johnny Depp in the courts, but I'm not sure if it's because of that or not. Like, would she really get a whole ass baby to try and get sympathy from Johnny Depp? I don't really know. If Johnny Depp wins the $50 million defamation case against Amber Heard, it will be very, very bad for her. So of course she's trying to throw it out. And do you guys remember me talking about the photos of her having bruises on her face? Well, there is actually evidence that suggests that she actually faked those bruises. There are people who saw her right after she should have had them on her face and said there were no bruises on her at all. There are also some people saying that there was bruises. It's just this constant back and forth of people saying one thing and then other people contradicting it, saying another. So I just want to make it clear where I personally stand, because this is a re-upload of a video that I filmed a while back. I guess I didn't make it clear enough in that video that I stand with Johnny Depp and I'm with the hashtag Justice for Johnny. I think Amber Heard is abusive. I think there's a lot of evidence suggesting that she is abusive. I think that the phone recordings speak for themselves. I think her behavior and the footage that we've seen in this video speaks for itself, and I'm absolutely disgusted by it. I think that there's some things that need to change. I think that abuse against men should be taken just as seriously as abuse against women, and that's why I wanted to talk about this today. I know that so many people have talked about this and done videos on this, but I wanted to go ahead and talk about it too, even though I have like a much smaller audience. But I wanted to talk about it, and maybe there's somebody somebody that's a part of my channel that didn't know about this and didn't know the full story that, you know, watched and learned. This is just an example of how men probably don't speak up against domestic abuse as much as women do, because they're probably afraid that what happened to Johnny, who is a very powerful figure, like he's very widely known and loved. He has so many fans and he's super powerful. And if he could be mistreated like this and lose work when there's evidence supporting that he was actually abused, if his abuser can continue to get work, then why should I come out? Because like, that's the thing that's upsetting, is that when you see this type of behavior, it just continues to perpetuate this idea that women are always victims and men never are. And I obviously stand with the Me Too movement, and I am 100% support in all women coming out against their abuse. And every time someone does come out and say that they were abused, I believe them. Until proven otherwise, I'm gonna believe them, because there's no reason not to. But in this situation, I'm not saying that Amber didn't experience something, but I just think it's really upsetting that she admitted on numerous occasions and there's proof of her doing this, yet she continues to get work. Hollywood needs to get its shit together in so many different ways, and this is just one of them. But that is going to be it for this video. You guys are going to have to leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think, and if there's any other controversies and situations like this that you guys would like me to talk about, definitely leave those comments down below and I will read them and see if any of them sounds like something that I would like to discuss on my channel. Also, if you like this, please give it a thumbs up, because that obviously helps the YouTube algorithm out over here on my channel, and I greatly appreciate it. And if you would like to help support me, the creator, and making this content, make sure you guys become a member of my channel. I post vlogs and just chill videos, and it's more of my personal side, and it's really fun, and I love all my members so much for helping support me and creating content. So if you guys would like to do that, make sure you click that join button down below. But with all of that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I hope you guys are having a lovely day, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye guys.